Good evening, folks. Thank you for joining us here tonight at Phelps Field. I am Max Coughlin. Alongside me here tonight is Ross Jernstrom. Ross, it's a chilly night here for some Westside football, but it's a great night for football.
It's 59 degrees here at Phelps Field. It looked like it might rain earlier today, but we've got a great weather for a ball game tonight. Hardly any wind right now. It's cloudy skies, and that sun's peeking out just a little bit. It's a great night for a game.
So we're going to get into our KB Pregame Show here with our first segment is we're going to take a look at a recap of last week's game. Westside traveled out to Buell Stadium to take on Millard North, and Westside came out with the win 35-23.
Yeah, the difference in this game was the special teams. Westside really played well in this game. They blocked a punt. They trailed at halftime and then blocked a punt and really turned the game around and took the lead in the third quarter and led the rest of the game. But Millard North really gave them a tough time in that game. They ran the ball really well against Westside's defense, but the Warriors remained undefeated 35-23.
And Ross, I want to mention one thing about that game, and I know you love to talk about it, but Kurt Kubrich had the play of the game. I would mention him as a player of the game, but he had the play of the game. He had a blocked punt late in the second half, and it was a game changer.
Yeah, it really was because, they were down deep in their own territory, Millard North. They had all the momentum, but that first possession of the third quarter really turned the game around. Kurt had quite a game. He scored the opening touchdown for the Warriors on a 25-yard run in the first quarter. He's just one of those players that plays so well on both sides of the football, does a really good job.
Next, we're going to take a look at the NEB Preps Top 10 as of Monday, September 19th. And Ross, it's a wild top 10, and there's number one Westside, and they've been number one ever since before week 0. So they've held their own at that number one spot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Westside's the number one team in the state right now. Gretna, the defending state champ, right behind them at number 2. Elkhorn South, who is a very solid team. And then Omaha North in 4th. They routed Omaha Central last night, probably the best team out of the Omaha Public Schools. But the team to watch at number 5 is Kearney, who upset Bellevue West by 1 point a week ago, and they are a team to watch.
And matter of fact, Kearney is actually traveling to Westside in 2 weeks, October 7th, and it'll be at Phelps Field, and we will be streaming that game. So it'll be a game to watch that Friday.
That's going to be a terrific game. Rounding out the top 10, you've got Creighton Prep, who Westside defeated in the opening week of the season. Then Bellevue West, who has really struggled here, losing 2 games. And then Millard North, who gave Westside a tough test a week ago, followed by Papillion, La Vista South, and Grand Island, who Westside defeated in the second week of the season, rounds out the top 10.
And Ross, I want to take a look at number 7 Bellevue West, and I want to ask you this. Did you think Bellevue West would be at number 7 in the 5th week of high school football?
No, I thought if anything, Bellevue West was going to be the number 1 team or the number 2 team in the state, and their defense has really struggled. It's been a big disappointment. They've got some great people on offense. They can throw the ball, 2 of the best receivers in the state, and Kalen is one of the best quarterbacks in the state who can throw the ball. So a disappointment for the Thunderbirds so far this season.
I want to touch on one more thing here in the top 10. There are only 4 teams in Class A that are still undefeated. Number 1, Westside. Number 2, Gretna. Number 3, Elkhorn South. And to top it off is number 5, Kearney. So once again, Kearney is that team to look out for, and I have a feeling that they will make it. They'll make a run in the state playoffs.
Absolutely, it's a good thing that game is here at Westside next month, and it'll be a tough game against them.
And Ross, you mentioned that tonight, or you didn't mention yet, but you mentioned it to me earlier, that tonight is the first game of district play. Right. So it is important for here on out. Not like the first weeks were important, but this is exactly where you want to be.
Well, it determines the wild card points in your district, and you want to win your district. And this is the first game of district play, and it's a key game. A lot of people look at Norfolk as a team that could challenge for that, and they've got a very good offense, and it's a key game over the next few weeks because you're in district play.
All right, now we're going to take a look at this game tonight. We're going to start with Norfolk and their past schedule and where they have been for the season so far. They opened the season up at Columbus, and they came out with a win 38-7, and then just the week after that, they traveled all the way down to Bellevue and ran Bellevue East 42-0. And then the week after that, they took on Grand Island at Grand Island. They came out with their first loss of the season, 16-20, and then to end it off last week, they played at home against Fremont. And Ross, that was a wild game because take a look at the score and it doesn't look that wild, 9-7. But we talk about the fourth quarter of that game. It was postponed in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left, and Fremont had to travel all the way back down to Fremont, come back in the morning on Saturday morning, and finish 4 minutes of the game, and they ended up losing to Norfolk. So kind of a wild turn of events for that game, but nonetheless, Norfolk is here at Westside tonight trying to get a win, and a big upset win.
Yeah, and Norfolk has one of the best place kickers in the state, and Jacob Licking. He has kicked 4 field goals so far this season. He's tied for first place with Tristan Alvano. So we're going to see 2 of the best kickers in the state tonight.
And Ross, Jacob Licking, you talk about him on the kicking side. I could talk about him on the wide receiver side.
Yeah.
300 receiving yards on the season. He's also a defensive back. You don't really see that too often. A kicker that is tied with most field goals in the state, and then he has 300 receiving yards, and then he also plays the defensive side of the ball. You don't see that a lot, especially in high school football.
And the other player to watch is number 1, Caden Termes, the quarterback for Norfolk. He is ranked number 3 in the state in passing. He's already thrown for over 800 yards, but the key for him is he completes about 70% of his passes. So he's very accurate. He's only thrown 3 interceptions. He's thrown 7 touchdown passes. So we're going to see a very good quarterback tonight.
So now we're going to take a look at Westside's future schedule after this week. Westside will travel on to North Platte. They will make the trek all the way out to North Platte next week, which is about a 3.5-hour drive. So that is the longest road trip Westside will have this year so far. Taking on the other one would be Grand Island, which is only about a 2-hour drive. So a big road trip for the Warriors next week. And then Ross already mentioned it, Kearney is coming on October 7th, which is homecoming week. And that'll be probably Westside's toughest battle going into the regular season.
And never count out Millard South on Thursday, October 13th. That's a Thursday night game, and it'll be interesting. But Millard South is always one of those teams that always plays Westside tough. And, of course, Lincoln Northeast to end the season on the road down there at Seacrest Field.
And I want to take a look at that Millard South game. It is on the Thursday, so it gives Westside only 6 days, 5 days, honestly, to prepare for that, and especially going from Kearney then to Millard South.
Yeah.
How do you think Coach Palamangi and the entire Westside team prepares for that in just like 5 days?
Well, they're probably preparing them weeks before that. They'll have everything in place by the time that week comes, but that'll be a special week, and it's good they're at home back-to-back, Kearney and Millard South.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have Westside and Norfolk keys to the game. back here at Westside High School. And Ross, we have the keys to the game for both Norfolk and Westside, and we're going to start out with Norfolk's keys to the game. Very first one for Norfolk is dominate the passing game. And you mentioned it earlier, Caden Turnus and Jacob Licking. Those are the two duos that we are going to see tonight a lot. Caden Turnus, he has 7 TD passes in the year so far, 861 passing yards. So we're going to see him a lot tonight moving the ball.
Yeah, and they've also got a good player in Rowdy Bauer. Remember that game, Rowdy. That's a great name, great sports name, but watch him. He's going to be a player to watch. He already has 20 receptions for 174 yards. So Licking and Bauer, their top 2 receivers.
Second one we're going to take a look at tonight is stop Westside's offense. And Ross, we've seen it a lot this year. Anthony Rizak is the leader of this offense this year. He is a dual threat quarterback. I feel like, I don't have the stats pulled up on me right now, but I feel like his rushing and passing yards are really close to each other.
Westside averages 347 yards in total offense, and they are ranked 7th in the state in total offense. But they're the most balanced offense out there in Class A. They do the same number of yardage in passing, same number of yardage in rushing, and that's why they're so hard to defend, and Norfolk's got a big challenge ahead tonight.
And the last one is limit Westside scoring, and what I mean by that is Norfolk doesn't want this game to get out of hand in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is a home game for Westside. They'll be fired up. They just love to play here, and if they can get out to a big lead, look out. Norfolk's got to try to keep it a slow game and, you know, not rush too many things, have long drives, a lot of first downs.
So we're going to take a quick break here for the national anthem. When we come back, we will have Westside's keys to the game, and then just after that, we will have kickoff. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we will have more Westside football action. back here at Phelps Field, and we are just moments away here from the very, I would say, amusing tunnel walk here at Phelps Field, and just after that, moments away from kickoff. National anthem just ended, and the band is now marching off of the field, and cheerleaders are now lining up for this traditional tunnel walk. And Ross, I'd have to say this is one of the more cooler tunnel walks in the Omaha Metro that I've seen.
I've seen a lot colder, believe me. Wait till November, and we'll be wearing gloves and hats, and it'll be very cold.
So now, before the tunnel walk just happens, we're going to get into Westside's keys of the game just before kickoff happens here. And Ross, very first one is Westside has to move the ball down the field. And we mentioned that earlier with Norfolk's is they have to stop Westside scoring. My keys of the game for Westside is they have to score. They have to put on as many points as they can, especially in this first half. We've seen them this year in many games. In just the 4 games they played, they have been a second half team, and we saw it against Millard North just last week. They were down 14-16 going into the second half, and then something happened in that locker room in the second half, and they just exploded. So Westside has to find a way to score as many points as they can here in this first half.
Well, last week against Millard North, they tried to throw the ball against Millard North, and they didn't have that much success. They had a long pass to Jalen Lloyd, but in the second half, they really ran the ball well. And if Westside can, have some success in one aspect of the game, whether it be passing or rushing, just moving it down the field, whatever they need to do against this Norfolk defense.
Second thing here is don't turn the ball over.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about it so many times. We saw it especially in the Bellevue West game on our last live stream, and Westside now has 6 offensive turnovers on the year, and if I was Coach Paul Amanji, that is the last thing I would want to hear.
Well, that's true. That's the one thing that can really give them problems is hurting themselves with turnovers, just holding onto the ball. Anthony Rizak has been very good with his passing, hasn't thrown a lot of interceptions. But that is really the key to the game for both teams. Turnovers just kill you, and they can really, be a turning point in the game when you have a fumble or an interception. And neither of these teams make a lot of mistakes in this game.
Last thing here is stop Norfolk's passing game. And we talked about it on Norfolk's keys of the game is they have to take control of that passing game. And for Westside's, they have to stop that passing game with Caden Turnus and Jacob Licking and even Rowdy Bauer. He's had a few receptions this year so far. So Westside's defense, Westside's secondary especially, and the linebackers have to find a way to get into the backfield and stop that passing game. Yeah,
I think you're going to see the Norfolk quarterback, Caden Turnus, get a lot of pressure from Christian Jones on the outside. Westside's big defensive end linebacker. He is going to put a lot of pressure on Turnus tonight. We're going to see 2 of the best quarterbacks in the state in Turnus and Rizak. They both rank in the top 7 in passing in the state of Nebraska in Class A. Turnus is number 3, and Rizak is ranked number 7. So we're going to see 2 of the best passers in the state tonight.
Ross, we have a good turnout here tonight on Westside's side and on Norfolk. And if a lot of you people from Norfolk are watching this, thank you for tuning into the game tonight. And on the Westside side, a very good student section tonight, especially on this very chilly night in the end of September.
Well, I think a lot of people up in Norfolk heard we were doing the game tonight. Little chilly, maybe didn't make the drive down here to Omaha, but there's probably about I would say 100 fans from Norfolk on the other side of the field. Westside has a great turnout. Fans are still coming in. But I was talking to the athletic director, Tom Kirkman, and alumnus DJ Rizak, the father of Anthony and Teddy Rizak, and he said there are people around the country, all the way out in California, Arizona, who are watching this game on YouTube tonight. So welcome to the broadcast and enjoy the game. This should be exciting. Westside and Norfolk tonight.
We're anticipating a great one here tonight, and we are just moments away from the annual tunnel walk here and just 4 minutes away from kickoff. So we will have all the football action in just a few moments. So getting ready, getting strapped in. We're going to take a quick break here, and right when we come back, we will have Westside's tunnel walk. Back here at Westside High School, just seconds away now from this tunnel walk, and you can see the Warriors start walking out of the high school. And Ross, I can feel it. We're just moments away from football here.
Westside has one of the great entrances to the stadium here. They'll do a video on the scoreboard and great music. Let's hear it.
It's time to get on your feet and make some noise.
Fans are on their feet. Students are on their feet. It's almost game time here, folks, at Westside High School. And here come the Westside Warriors. All right, Ross, here we go. Just seconds away here, 53 seconds and counting.
Westside comes into this game ranked number 1 in the state, undefeated at 4-0. Norfolk comes into this contest with a 3-1 record. This is the opening game for district play for both teams. They're in the same district, so this is a key game for both teams. And Westside, they're trying to keep that undefeated record here at home. It's been a long time since they've lost.
A long time, Ross. Here come the players out from Norfolk, and
it looks like Westside will kick off and Norfolk will receive. Westside will go to left to right on your screen. There's really no wind advantage here at Phelps Field. It's about 7 miles per hour. Temperature is 59 degrees, and we have cloudy skies, but no threat of any rain tonight.
And I know that really small wind is going to be a favor for five-star kicker Tristan Alvano, and there he is right there going out to set up his ball. And
Tristan Alvano is one of the best kickers in the nation, not just in Nebraska. Watch him tonight. He kicks so many times on kickoffs out of the end zone, touchbacks. He is just a great weapon for the Warriors.
And Ross, not to mention, is he holds the school record for the longest field goal
That's
in
right.
Westside history. So there's that for his resume.
That's right. He kicked a 53-yard field goal in the second game of the season at Grand Island, and there wasn't a lot of wind or anything. He just booted that ball, and it probably could have gone maybe 5 yards farther, probably 57, maybe even 58 yards. He really nailed it out there in Grand Island. But Tristan Alvano, he's got his kickoff team ready, and they haven't had many tackles, that kickoff team, because most of those kickoffs have gone through the end zone. Question is, can he put it through the uprights?
We'll see. The wind is blowing just a tad bit, and it is blowing in the Warriors' favor, and it'll be Chance Ritter back to receive for the Panthers. And here is the kick, and we're off here at Westside High School. And Ross, there's a touchback for Westside, so it'll be Norfolk Panthers ball on their own 25-yard line.
That's a good prediction to make on Tristan. Not only a great field goal kicker, but also on kickoffs. And, you know, when college recruiters look at him, that's a great advantage to have a kicker who can just boot it in the end zone every time they're out there on the field. But Norfolk will take over at the 20-yard line.
And there was a good shot of the student section throwing that baby powder in the air. They're excited for this game as Westside is trying to extend that undefeated streak at home. Here is Caden Turnus out for his first drive of this game. There'll be two receivers starting out to the far side. He gets a snap, hands it off to Rowdy Bauer. Rowdy Bauer gets stopped right at the line. It'll be a gain of maybe 1.
Westside's got a great defensive front. Christian Jones does a great job up there. 6'3", about 215 pounds. He's already been offered a scholarship by the University of Nebraska. He hasn't committed anywhere, but, you know, for a guy who's only a sophomore, he transferred from Omaha Burke. This is his first season at Westside. He is a great player up there in that line.
And just a sophomore.
Yeah.
Just a sophomore.
That's amazing.
It'll be 2nd and 8 here for the Panthers. Turnus rolls out to his right, tries to find an open receiver, and it is picked off by Christian Jones. Christian Jones takes it to the right side. Christian Jones might have a hole. Oh my goodness, folks. Christian Jones takes it all the way inside the 5-yard line, and what a start for this Westside team.
We were just talking about Christian Jones, how good a player he is, only a sophomore, but to come up with a pick right there, that's just terrific for Westside.
That'll be Christian Jones' first interception of the season, and Ross, we just mentioned his name, and so I don't think we could have more perfect timing than that.
Yeah, he comes in with a lot of excitement, and he showed it right there with a big pick there. And that is a huge play for this Westside team, getting the ball down at the 5-yard line.
And here is Anthony Rizak out for his first drive in amazing field position. There will be one receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. Jamez Ross will be right behind him. The snap is off. He'll hand it off to Jamez Ross. Jamez Ross takes it to the left, and he'll be in for a touchdown. Jamez Ross.
Ross goes in untouched. Just a great blocking by that Westside offensive line. There was a huge hole over there. Nobody from Norfolk could get him, and Westside is on their scoreboard on the first play for the Warrior.
It'll be Westside 6, pending the PAT from Tristan Alvano. And Ross, that play was all started by Christian Jones. That was an amazing pick from him, and he took it all the way inside the 5-yard line, and then it was capped off by Jamez Ross, and the PAT is good, so it'll be Westside 7, Norfolk 0. 11 minutes, 4 seconds left in this first quarter. We're going to take a quick break on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field after a quick score for the Warriors. It was started by Christian Jones on an interception at the 25-yard line. Then it was capped off by a rushing touchdown, a 5-yard rushing touchdown by Jamez Ross. So Ross, not a bad start for this Warrior team.
Yeah, Jamez, one of the great running backs for this Westside team. He has really come on strong this season. Saw kind of limited action a year ago. Kind of shared that with Dominic Rizak. But he's come into his own here this season.
And the kick is off. And it'll be a touchback for the Panthers, and it'll be Norfolk's ball on their own 20-yard line.
Well, you have to wonder about the quarterback for Norfolk, Caden Termas. His first pass of the game is picked off. He rolled out. Now he comes back on the field, and you know, he's got to wonder. He's only thrown 4 interceptions now. Coming into this game, he only had 3, so kind of a disappointing start for him. We'll see if that hurts his confidence on this second possession.
And a player back in for Westside defense this game is Jeremiah Truitt, the central, and he is stopped in the backfield. That'll be Bo Ryan, the junior. Big time stop there for Bo Ryan. Found a hole in the middle, and he took him right down. It'll be a loss of a yard.
Bo Ryan is one of those players that has really come on strong too this season. Really has kind of stiffened up that defensive line and really plugged it up. And there he comes up with a big tackle and a 1-yard loss.
And I was mentioning before Bo Ryan made that big tackle, Jeremiah Truitt back in the lineup after he was sick all of last week, so he did not play in the Millard North game. So it is a plus for Westside secondary that he is back in this lineup. And it'll be an offsides on Westside. That'll be Kurt Krubich. Tried to blitz, and he just...
I think Kurt was just a little anxious on that one.
Just a little antsy.
You know, Kurt is the one who blocked a punt a week ago at Millard North. Kind of turned that game around. He is just one of those players that just has great sense out there. Very good about anticipating the play, but that a little too quick that time.
Here's Turner, tries to find open man, and he does. And he gets stopped by Jeremiah Truitt. Number 16, Colson Barrett makes the reception.
And they get a first down there out to the 32-yard line, so a 13-yard pass by Termas gives him a first down. That's the kind of passing we expected from Termas tonight.
It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. And Caden Turnus has to do something on this drive. You can't let Westside keep scoring on the Panthers, and we'll have to see what they do here. Hands it off to Rowdy Bauer. Rowdy Bauer gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be no gainage on the play.
You know, Westside's defense, they want to make Norfolk one-dimensional out there, maybe just to pass the ball, but so far they have really plugged up those holes in the line, and Westside so far is winning the war in the trenches.
It'll be 2nd and 10 here on their own 32 once again. Caden Turnus will be in the shotgun formation. There'll be 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Snap is off. He'll roll to his right, tries to find an open receiver, passes the ball, and it is caught. Caught at the 43-yard line by number 9, Adam Heineman.
There were 2 receivers over there on the far sideline, and I don't know if he was thrown to that receiver, but it ended up right there along the sidelines, right in front of the Norfolk bench for the reception. And that's going to be another first down for Norfolk. So they're moving the ball here with a couple first downs with 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
And that is exactly what Norfolk needs to do here, especially early in this first quarter.
Make it slow. Don't have a lot of big plays. Try to do that just consistent.
Turnus will find an open man. That'll be number 25, Rowdy Bauer. Rowdy Bauer gets stopped just at Westside's 45-yard line, so they are now across midfield.
And that's their 3rd first down of this drive. It started at the 20-yard line, and they've already gone 34 yards. So Norfolk is moving the ball, but at a steady pace, and they burned some time off the clock. They don't want to make this a big, high-scoring game. Just drive it slowly down the field.
And that is exactly what they need to do, just those short 10, 15-yard passes, and just moves the chains, and that's what we've seen so far in these last 3 drives. And it'll be no man catches that ball. It'll be right in the between 2 receivers, and Turnus just could not find a man, and so we'll replay it down. It'll be 2nd and 10 on Westside's 45-yard line.
That pass was behind the receiver. The tight end was open over the middle. It was a great play call by Norfolk. Turnus just threw a little bit behind him, but that could have been for some big yardage right there.
It'll be 2nd and 10. There'll be 3 receivers to the far side, none to the near side, 3 to the far side. Turnus in the shotgun formation, Bauer right behind him. Snap is off. He tries to find an open receiver, and it'll be thrown out of bounds. It was intended for number 2, Tanner Eisenhower.
Well, Christian Jones came in there very quickly, and Turnus decided to get rid of it pretty quick and just kind of threw it out there towards the sideline, hoping somebody was there. But Christian Jones, who's really come on strong here this season with an interception in this game on the second play of the game for Norfolk, and he's done a great job of putting some pressure there on Turnus to make him get rid of that ball very quickly.
It'll be 3rd and 10 here for the Panthers. 2 receivers now to the near side, 2 to the far side, so evened out. Turnus will get the snap, rolls out to his right, tries to find an open receiver, and he does. It'll be number 15, Jake Licking. And Ross, we mentioned his name, and it'll be an interception or a fumble, and we'll see who it was received by. It looks like it may be Teddy Rizak on the play. And
well, I'll tell you what, Norfolk was moving the ball. They had another first down there at the 30-yard line, but Westside made a big hit. The ball popped loose, and now the Warriors take over at their own 30-yard line. So the 2nd turnover for the game for the Warriors. They've had an interception, and now they've recovered a fumble.
Ross, I couldn't even see that one. It was such a big hit, and there was 2 Warriors hitting Licking on that play, and it'll be Warriors ball on the 30-yard line. Anthony Rizak tries to find an open receiver, and he does. It'll be Christian Jones. Oh, no, it'll be 24 Trevor Spady, excuse me, and he will complete the pass, and it'll be Westside ball on their own 45-yard line.
And there is a flag on the play. It's in the backfield. It's got to be probably a holding call on Westside, and the Warriors are coming back, so that will nullify that play.
Just the mistakes for Westside and Ross. We saw it so much in the Bellevue West game. 35 total penalties in that Bellevue West versus Westside game, and we are already seeing it affect Westside here early in this game.
Well, they did it from the point of the infraction, and now it is first down, and let's see, that's 30 yards to go.
It'll be first
28 yards.
First and 28 here for the Warriors, back inside their own 12-yard line. There'll be one receiver on the near side, two to the far side. Rizak takes a snap, hands it off. No, he will keep it for himself. He rolls out to his left, finds a hole, and he will go out of bounds just at the 23-yard line.
Trying to make up some yardage there, gained about 12 yards, took it out to the 22-yard line, but that's still a monster yardage that they have to make up. Now it's second down at 18, so the Warriors off to a tough start here, deep in their own territory.
It'll be second and 18 for the Warriors on their own 22-yard line. Rizak takes a snap, rolls out to his right. Jamez Ross takes a throw, and he'll get hit at the 30-yard line, brought down at just the Warriors' 31-yard line. And we saw that a few times against the Bellevue West game. He'll just throw it, just pitch it over to Jamez Ross, and he lets Jamez Ross do the rest. And we saw it work 2 times in the Bellevue West game. And Ross, I don't really know if it was planned to work that way, and they may be incorporating it here, but it works. And so they just did on that play, and it'll be 3rd and 9 here for the Warriors. Rizak takes a snap, tries to find an open receiver. He'll throw it to Jalen Lloyd. Jalen Lloyd will complete the pass at the Warriors' 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
Jalen Lloyd can get open so easily. He is the fastest football player in the state. He won the 100 meters.
Rizak hands it off to Kurt Kubrich. Kubrich will get stopped just at the 49-yard line.
One of the toughest players out there, Kubrich. Plays both ways, linebacker and fullback for this Warrior team. A week ago, he scored a touchdown and blocked a punt. He's one of those players that just a really good football player, has a nose for the ball, and plays both ways.
It'll be 2nd and 6 here for the Warriors, still on their own 49-yard line. Rizak takes the snap, looks for an open receiver, and Trevor Spady wide open, and he'll get brought down to the 30-yard line. Good completion there for Rizak to Spady, and it'll be a first down to move the chains.
And Anthony Rizak had plenty of time back there. He was just overdue parking back there, looking for a receiver, and found one on the far side of the field, but he had plenty of time to look around for somebody to throw it to.
And you got to give credit to that Westside offensive line. They've been doing a great job so far early in this game and giving Anthony Rizak as much time as he needs in the pocket. It'll be 1st and 10 on Panthers.
It looked like Ross was going to go all the way there, but one defender he had to get by just got his legs and tackled him down on about the 13-yard line. So Westside's in good position here again. First down.
Rizak will hand it off to Jamez Ross. Ross will take it up the middle and get brought down just at the 8-yard line.
Good 5-yard run there over the right side. Good blocking by the Warriors. And they got up a number right there, but it looks like a lineman.
We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field. It'll be 2nd and 9 here for the Warriors inside their own 10-yard line. Anthony Rizak takes the snap, hands it off to Ross. Jamez Ross trying to find a hole. He'll get stopped just at the 5-yard line.
They only had about 4 yards to go for that first down. The first down marker's down at the 3-yard line. So it's now 3rd down and 1 for the Warriors, and they're keeping everybody out there, no substitutions.
2nd and 4 here for the Warriors inside their own 5-yard line. There'll be 2 receivers to the far side. Rizak hands it off to Kurt Kubrich. Kurt Kubrich finds a hole, and he'll make it for a touchdown. Kurt Kubrich. Touchdown, Westside.
Big hole over the left side there for Westside, getting their 2nd touchdown of the game. Jamez Ross got the first one, now Kurt Kubrich. Both nice runs by the Warriors, and they're off to a really impressive start here. They went about 90 yards on that drive, and you got to remember they were 1st down and 28 on that drive, and they went all the way downfield.
Here's Tristan Alvano out for the PAT, and it is good. 14-0, Westside leads here in this first quarter. 5:08 left to play. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field for more first quarter action. 5:08 is remaining here in this first quarter. Westside currently leads 14-0, and there's Tristan Alvano back for the kickoff. It'll be number 16, Colson Barrett, back to return for the Panthers. And it will be in the end zone for a touchback, and that one hit off the goalpost.
Well, he's had 3 touchbacks here. And we're only about 10 minutes into the game, so he's done a great job here to start the game. Tristan Alvano. One reason so many schools are looking at him as a kicker, not only on kickoffs but in place kicking. Not many high school players can kick a 53-yard field goal, but he got the school record in the 2nd game of the season against Grand Island earlier this year.
It'll be 1st and 10 on the Panthers 20. Caden Turnus leading his offense out here so far. Scoreless so far here in this first quarter. It'll be Rowdy Bauer trying to find a hole, and he'll get brought down. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 here on this play, but stopped by a pile of Warriors.
I'm telling you, that Warrior defensive line is winning the battle up front. They aren't giving anything up there, and that's why Norfolk has decided the only way to go downfield is to pass the ball, and they got 3 first downs on that first drive they had, and maybe they can try to do that again, working the ball downfield through the air.
It'll be 2nd and 10 here, still on their own 20-yard line. Caden Turnus takes a snap. He'll roll out to his right, tries to find open receiver, and he does. It'll be number 44, Jackson Boss, with the reception, and his first reception of the night here, and that'll move the chain. It will not move the chains up. It'll be 2nd and about 6 here. 3rd and 6 here, excuse me, and Panthers in a hole, still back inside their own 25-yard line.
But I think Norfolk has found the recipe to move the ball downfield. Termus rolls out, looks for a receiver, and usually finds somebody along the far sidelines or on the near sideline.
Here's Turnus, takes a snap, tries to find open receiver, and he does. It'll be number 15, Jake Licking, and we mentioned him earlier in the KB pregame show. There's that duo that we've seen. It'll be his 2nd reception of the night for Licking, or 1st reception of the night, his his first one that he would have had. He got the big hit on him and it was fumbled. So first reception on the night for Jake Licking.
Licking's a big target. He's 6'3", and he's already had 24 receptions coming into this game for over 300 yards. So he's a big target there for Termes, and those two are a great connection out there on the football field.
It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Panthers. Termes takes a snap, takes it for himself up the middle. He gets stopped right at the line, and he'll get pushed back. That'll be Cam Bell, the sophomore, that pushes him right back.
Yeah, Westside's really winning the war up front. They have pushed Norfolk back every time they've tried to run the ball. That was the first time Termes decided to run a keeper, and there was nowhere to go up front. Play here for Norfolk.
There's Rowdy Bauer. Rowdy Bauer has 133 rushing yards on the season. He averages 3.7 yards a rush, and we just saw him rush for 8 yards there. So a good run for Rowdy Bauer, and it'll be 3rd and 2 here on the Panthers' 40-yard line. Termes takes a snap, drops back to pass, tries to find open receiver, and he does not. It'll be 4th down and 2, and here comes the punting team out for the Panthers.
Yeah, that was an interesting call right there. I thought they might run the ball 3rd and short, but they decided to pass it, and now they're in a punting situation. And back for the Warriors. Their special teams have done so well so far this season. We've seen some big punt returns.
It'll be Keenan Cotton back to return for the Warriors. And Ross, we saw it against Bellevue West. He had that punt return, and it is usually Caleb Benning, but he is out with a broken collarbone, so it'll be Keenan Cotton back to return the punt, and he calls a fair catch, and it'll be Westside's ball on their own 24-yard line. So, Ross, not a bad start for this Warrior team in the first quarter, excuse me. They just got a 3 and out, and we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Westside's offense is right back out for action. It'll be Anthony Rizak. He'll hand it off to Jamez Ross. Ross tries to find a hole, breaks to his left. He'll have an open lane, but he'll get brought down, just tripped out on the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 for this Warriors offense.
It'll bring up about 3rd down and 4 yards to go for Westside. Just a nice run by Ross. He is such a great open field runner. Just almost broke another one right there.
It'll be 2nd and 4 here for the Warriors. Anthony Rizak takes the snap, hands it off to Jamez Ross. Ross dancing around and get brought down at the Warriors' 31-yard line.
Yeah, Norfolk got some good penetration there, and Ross had to go run around the defenders who had broken through, and it kind of slowed his progress, and Norfolk came up with a nice stop. Now 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 here for the Warriors. That was a gain of 1 yard. We'll have to see what Anthony Rizak does here with only 3 yards to go and just one more play. There's Kurt Krubich. Kurt Krubich finds a hole. Kurt Krubich breaks a tackle. Kurt Krubich finds a hole. Kurt Krubich is still going. There's one man to beat, and he will break him, and then he will get brought down just at the Panthers' 20-yard line. What a run for Kurt Krubich.
I'll tell you what, Kurt Krubich has shown some speed again. You might remember the Bellevue West game. He had about a 70-yard run for a touchdown to start the second half, and it almost broke another one right there, but he's deceiving. A lot of people don't think he's that fast, but he has a burst of speed.
And Ross, we normally see Jamez Ross breaking tackles, juking everywhere, and we just saw Kurt Krubich show his fair share of jukes and breaking tackles, so big-time run there for Krubich. And Rizak, quick pass over to Jalen Lloyd. Jalen Lloyd tries to break a tackle. He'll get brought down just at the 20-yard line, so no gain on the play.
Westside still showing that offensive balance that they have. Can run the ball, pass the ball, doing a nice job.
And that'll be the first quarter. We are going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Westside leads 14-0. Back here at Phelps Field for second quarter action. Ross, Westside leads 14-0, and they will be on the 19-yard line to start off this second quarter.
Second down for the Warriors. They've really marched this ball downfield, doing it with the run and a little bit of pass, but they've kind of mixed it up here against this Norfolk team.
It'll be Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation. One receiver now to the near side. It'll be Jalen Lloyd. Rizak hands it off to Kirk Kubrich. Kirk Kubrich takes it up the middle. He get brought down at the, looks like, 12-yard line.
It'll be close to a first down, about 2 yards short. Third down for the Warriors.
13-yard line, excuse me. And it'll be 3rd and 2 here for the Warriors. Rizak takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Ross. Jamez Ross will take it up the middle. He'll get brought down just at the 6-yard line, so it'll be a first down for the Warriors, and that'll move the chains.
Nice run by Ross right there. He kind of drove the pile forward about 5 yards once he got contact, but a nice run by Jamez Ross.
It'll be 1st and goal for this Warriors team, and Anthony Rizak will take the snap, hand it off to Jamez Ross. Ross goes to his right. Ross will be in. No, he'll be stopped at the 1-yard line. Just got tripped up just before he reached the end zone, so it'll be 2nd and 1 for this Warriors team. Ross, I thought he got in, but he got tripped up just at the 1-yard line.
Just short, just inches short, but Westside's all lined up there. Just don't make any illegal procedure calls or anything like that.
It'll be first. It'll be Jamez Ross once again, and Jamez Ross walks into the end zone for a touchdown. 2nd touchdown of the night for Jamez Ross, and it'll be 20-0 Westside, pending the PAT from Tristan Alvano. And Ross, that is Jamez Ross' 2nd touchdown of the evening.
Well, Westside did a good job on that drive, just running the ball downfield. You saw Kurt Kubrich was his big 38-yard run, but Jamez Ross kind of topped it off right there inside the 10-yard line in the red zone to get the touchdown.
And here is Tristan Alvano for the PAT. And it is good, so it'll be 21-0. Westside currently leads here in the second quarter. 10:48 remains. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. And we're back at Phelps Field for more second quarter action. Westside currently leads 21-0 against the Norfolk Panthers. And Ross, 10:48 remains here in the second quarter. And we talked about the keys to the game. And for Norfolk, it was to limit Westside scoring, and they have not done that so far.
Well, Westside's done a good job on offense, just mixing it up. A little run, a little pass, and they've had some big plays with Kubrich, run, done a nice job.
And there will be a touchback, and that gets out of the end zone for the Warriors. And so it'll be Panthers ball on their own 20-yard line. And here comes out the Panthers offense and the Warriors defense.
I think Norfolk, just to get back in this game, do what they did at the very start. They got a lot of short passes, about 10, 12 yards, kept their drives going until they fumbled the ball on the Westside 30-yard line. And they just need to keep the ball away from Westside and try to just run as much clock and slow this Westside offense down and just keep possession, make a lot of first downs and run that clock down, and they'll still be in this game.
Turnus takes a snap. He'll pitch it off to Rowdy Bauer. Bauer tries to find a hole. He'll get brought down by Jeremiah Truitt at their own 25-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 5 for the Panthers.
Now, do you think Rowdy got that name when he was born, or do you think just the way he plays, he's kind of a rowdy player? What do you think?
Well, it suits him. It really does. because he is a very good running back for this Panthers offense. And I would like the name Rowdy. It just sounds like a cool name.
That's a great sports name. And Rowdy does a great job for the Norfolk Panthers. Rowdy Bauer, running back for Norfolk.
Here's 2nd and 6 for the Panthers. Turnus rolls out to his left. He'll just pitch it over to number 25, Rowdy Bauer, once again, and he'll get a big gain of yardage. He'll just go out of bounds at their own 39-yard line. So once again, Rowdy Bauer, he had the pitch, and now he has the completion on the reception. So Rowdy Bauer, 2 plays in a row.
That was a nice play. I mean, he just rolled out and just kind of made a little toss of about 5 or 6 yards to Bauer and got a lot of yardage out of that one all the way out to the 38-yard line. But that was a nice play by Norfolk just to get the first down.
It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Panthers on their own 38-yard line, and there will be one receiver to the far side. It'll be Caden Turnus, and Caden Turnus is calling a timeout. And there's a flag on the play in the backfield for Westside, and we'll have to see what the flag is about. So timeout for the Panthers. I don't think there is any flag on the play, but
I think the clock was running down, and that's what the problem was. They called a timeout right before the clock ran out, the 25-second clock.
So we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Westside currently leading 21-0. Back here at Phelps Field. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Panthers offense. Caden Turnus will hand it off to Rowdy Bauer. Rowdy Bauer will get stopped at the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, and Caden Turnus called a timeout right before the play, so he didn't like what the play was called, so he called a timeout, and they got reset and got a gain of 2.
Well, brings up 2nd and 9 right now for Norfolk. Just trying to keep moving that ball downfield in short yardage situations, just keep it alive.
It'll be a flag on the play. It may be a false start for the Panthers. We'll have to see what is the confirmed call. False start for the Panthers. That'll move the ball back 5 yards, and so they'll be moved all the way back to the 34-yard line.
Well, you could see the Westside defense kind of moving forward after that motion on the left side of the Norfolk offensive line, and they were about ready to go through the line there, the Westside players, but it brings up now 2nd down and 14 to go.
Caden Turnus backed all the way up inside the 34-yard line. He'll roll out to his right, and he'll get brought down. That'll be number 34, Kirk Kubrich, with the sack. Just Kirk Kubrich, we saw him in the backfield. He came plowing up, and we saw him earlier in the game with an offsides call, but that one turned out in his favor, and he got the sack on the play, and it'll move the Panthers back even more to their own 25-yard line.
Well, Kubrich got back there really fast. I don't think anybody blocked him. He got back there by the time that Turnus was just planting his foot and looking to throw the ball, and Kubrich was right there in his face, and he went to the ground.
So it'll be 3rd and 23 here for the Panthers, and there'll be 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Turnus rolls out to his right, tries to find open receiver, and he does, but he'll get stopped. And it'll be now 4th down, so 3 and out here for the Panthers, and it'll be 4th down, and we'll have to see where they mark him. It'll be 4th down and 24. And the punt team is out, and there's Keenan Cotton back on the 40-yard line looking to return the punt.
And there's no wind here at Phelps Field.
And the snap is off. So is the punt. It is a line drive punt to Keenan Cotton, and he will move to his right, and he'll get the, but he'll be out of bounds. Try to return the punt, but he'll be out of bounds just at the 35-yard line. So that is where the Warriors will take spot and start this drive in the second quarter with 7:48 remains.
And you got to wonder where this Westside team is at right now with a 21-0 lead. Do they put some substitutes in there right now here towards the middle part of the second quarter? Sometimes coaches like to do that while the game is still competitive.
And it will be a backup quarterback, A.J. Holmstrom. You just mentioned it. So A.J. Holmstrom in as quarterback here.
That's a smart move by Coach Ledwanji. You want to give these guys some experience.
Now Holmstrom will be in the shotgun formation. He'll hand it off. And he'll take it up the middle. That is Kirk Kubrich. Kirk Kubrich finds a hole and be brought down at the 31-yard line. Excuse me, that was Ty Dingman.
Ty Dingman, one of the fastest players on this Westside football team. He had a great track season. He's got some speed. And this is a good move by the Westside coaching staff. Give these guys some experience when the game is still undecided, but in a comfortable fashion right here with under 7 or 8 minutes to go in this first half.
And a lot of substitutes in for this Warriors team. And here's Holmstrom, hands it off to Dingman once again. Dingman will get a gain of about 5 on the play. He'll get brought down at the 31-yard line.
But I'll tell you what, Max, this is great morale for the team when the backups can get in instead of just mop-up duty in the third and fourth quarter. This is good stuff for Westside's just chemistry on the team.
There'll be 2 receivers to the far side. Holmstrom in the shotgun formation, takes the snap, hands it off to Ty Dingman. Dingman gets a gain of about 5, and it is maybe not enough for a first down, but
Ty Dingman, I watched him on the track. He's got speed. He gets in the open. He'll go a long ways. He's one of the fastest players on this Westside team. Not as fast as Jalen Lloyd, but he's got some speed.
And there's number 34, Kirk Kubrich, back in the game. It is 3rd and 1, and he'll hand it off to Kirk Kubrich. Kubrich goes to his right, blocks a tackle, and he'll get the first down. And he gets brought down at the 20-yard line, but it'll be enough for a Warriors first down, and that'll move the chains. And there's Ty Dingman in once again, coming in for Kirk Kubrich.
You got to like the way these backups are moving the ball downfield. This is nice to see that how deep Westside is, that they can just continue to move the ball in this Norfolk team. And
it's got to feel good for Coach Paul Amanji. You can know you can trust your substitutes in the game. And there's Ty Dingman, goes to his left. He'll find a hole, and Ty Dingman gets brought down just at the 2-yard line. What a run for Dingman.
It looked like Ty wanted to get to that end zone, just got kind of tripped up there about the 8-9 yard line and stumbled forward, and he's done a great job on this drive all the way down to about the 2-yard line now, first down.
That was Rowdy Bauer on the tackle, and he just got him on his feet just enough to stop him at the 2-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal. A.J. Holmstrom hands it off to Ty Dingman. He'll get brought down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal now for the Warriors.
Well, Norfolk broke through there on the left side of the west side offensive line, and they did a good job. He barely had enough room. Once he got the handoff, Norfolk was right there to stop him, and it brings up 2nd down now.
And we'll have to see what the Warriors do. They haven't thrown a ball yet with A.J. Holmstrom, only handoffs to Ty Dingman and Kirk Kubrich, and once again a handoff, and he'll be right in the end zone. Ty Dingman, touchdown for the Warriors. First touchdown of the year for Ty Dingman, and it'll be now 27-0 Warriors pending the PAT, and that's got to feel good for Ty Dingman, the substitute running back that has came in and already made an impact in this game.
What a big boost for his confidence to come in and give this team another touchdown here midway through the second quarter, but Ty Dingman does a nice job running the ball and gets the Warriors all the way downfield and into the end zone.
And here's Tristan Alvano back for the PAT to make this game 28. And it will be good. Westside 28, Norfolk 0. 5:29 remains here in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field for more second quarter action. 5:29 remains here. Westside leading 28-0. And Ross, substitutes are in for the Westside Warriors, and they're already making an impact. Ty Dingman already with 1 rushing touchdown and a handful of yards today. And there's Tristan Alvano, and it'll not be a touch. Oh, it will be a touchback. Rowdy Bauer stepped in the end zone, so the touchback streak continues.
5th of tonight for Tristan Alvano. Opening kickoff, and then after 4 touchdowns, he's kicked it into the end zone. He just does a great job on those touchbacks. And Max, you can't overemphasize how important that is to put the team back on the 20-yard line. And some teams like Bauer could catch the ball and go all the way for a touchdown, but to get that ball in the end zone, it's a great aspect of the game that a lot of people overlook, the special teams.
And the special teams for Westside is a key to this team.
Absolutely.
And there's Rowdy Bauer with the handoff. He'll get stopped at the goal line, maybe even a loss of yards. It'll be stopped by a pile of Westside Warriors. That was number 5, R.J. Eckhart with the tackle.
Yeah, now we're going to have to look at the Westside defense to see if Coach Lamanji makes some substitutions here to give some other defensive players some playing time here with 5 minutes to go in the first half with a 28-0 lead. You know, do you fill in some guys there at linebacker, defensive back, and the defensive line just to see if there's any newcomers out there?
And there's number 23, Brody Gock. He is the defensive back in now the game. He is a substitute. Besides that, a lot of the starters are still in this game. And there's Kirk Kubrich rushing again. And there's Caden Turner rolling out to his right. And there's number 42, Bo Ryan with the sack. Bo Ryan once again in the backfield causing trouble.
I'll tell you what, they timed that perfectly to break through the line and rush the passer. And Termes really had to scramble right there because he didn't have any time back there to throw.
And Bo Ryan, we talk about him so much. Key player to this Westside defense, and he's a key middle linebacker. And we just saw him tonight. That's his second tackle in the backfield and second sack of the game. So Bo Ryan really showing his presence here for this Westside defense and really being a leader for the defense.
And now this brings up 3rd and 15 yards to go. They got to get all the way up to the 30-yard line to get a first down. So Norfolk is really in a hole right here.
3rd and 15 here for the Panthers. They are looking for a call, and there's Caden Turnus over by the sideline with head coach. And number 9, Jonquel Osler comes in for Tommy Schaffner. And there'll be 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. 3rd and 15 here for the Panthers. Caden Turnus takes a snap, drops back to pass. He'll get hit hard. And there's Keenan Cotton with the interception. Keenan Cotton will take it. And he'll get brought, no, he will not get brought down. Breaks the tackle. He'll get brought down then at the 25-yard line. Caden Turnus is down. Big hit.
Boy, he got clobbered there just as he put the ball up in the air. And he is down on the field, and he is hurt.
And that was a big hit for this Westside defense. And, oh, my goodness, Ross. Westside just all over the place here tonight. We're going to take a quick break here. Westside currently still leading 28-0. 4:22 remains. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field, there's Jamez Ross back in the game, and he breaks a tackle. He'll get brought down at the 25-yard line. And
you know, Westside comes up with their second interception of this game, and they've really put the pressure on Norfolk's quarterback, Caden Termas, and he went down on the field and walked off the field, holding his shoulder and left arm.
there's Holmstrom, hands it off to Jamez Ross once again. Ross tries to break a tackle, and he does. Ross still trying to get yards, and he does. He'll get brought down at around the 12-yard line.
Great effort there. He was dragging Norfolk Panther players for about 5 or 8 yards right down there, all the way down to the 18-yard line.
It'll be 3rd and 1 here for the Warriors. A.J. Holmstrom in the shotgun formation. He takes the snap, hands it off to Kurt Krubers. Kurt Krubers tries to find a hole. He gets the first down, and he'll get brought down at just around the 11-yard line.
Westside doing a good job just working the ball over the right side, getting some nice runs from Jamez Ross, and this Warrior offense just continues to push the ball downfield.
Here's A.J. Holmstrom, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. He's in the shotgun formation. Snap is off. He's dropping back to pass. A.J. Holmstrom tries to find an open receiver just out of the hands of Dawson Hardick. And it'll be 2nd and 10 here for the Warriors. That was not a bad pass from A.J. Holmstrom. It was just out of the hands of Dawson Hardick, in the hands and out of the hands.
Yeah, there was a tough pass. It was in a lot of traffic over there. A lot of Norfolk defenders could have easily been picked off and deflected.
It'll be 2nd and 10 here for the Warriors. Holmstrom in the shotgun formation takes the snap, hands it off to Jamez Ross, and Ross will get stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and so may not be any gain of yards. And it'll be Kurt Krubich in the game for Ross.
A lot of substitutions for the Warriors right here.
Holmstrom still in as quarterback. 28 points for Westside, 0 for Norfolk here. 2:33 remains in the second quarter. 3rd and 11 here for A.J. Holmstrom. He takes a snap, drops back to pass, tries to find an open receiver, and it'll be almost picked off, but no receiver there, and just not a good pass for A.J. Holmstrom. There was a Norfolk defender that was very close to the ball that it could have been picked off just out of the reach, and it'll be 4th and 11, and here comes
Tristan Alvano comes out and will try for his 5th field goal of the season, and this one will be from 30 yards.
the snap, the kick, and it'll be a line drive kick, and it is good. 30-yard field goal made for Tristan Alvano, and it'll be 31 Westside, Norfolk 0. 2:17 remains here in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field, 31 Westside 0. Norfolk 2:17 remains here in the first half, and there's Tristan Alvano once again back for the kickoff. Kicking into the wind here, but Ross, not much wind here tonight.
Well, if you're a college recruiter watching this broadcast tonight, you got to be impressed with Tristan Alvano, and this is for the 6th time tonight. He will kick it into the end zone and tacks it on with that 30-yard field goal. Wherever he goes to college next year, I'll tell you what, that college is getting a great kicker.
And he just recently got offered by North Dakota State, who Cole Payton, the alumni of Westside High School and Gatorade Player of the Year and state champion, he is currently up at North Dakota State, making his presence in a few games there this season so far. So good to see Cole Payton doing good up there in North Dakota. And Tristan Alvado just got offered 2 weeks ago by North Dakota State, so it'll be good to see where he ends up next year. It'll be 1st and 10 on the Panthers' 20-yard line. There's Caden Turnus, hands it off. No, he'll keep it for himself. Caden Turnus will keep it for himself, and he'll get brought down just at their own 29-yard line. Not a bad run.
Caden Turnus is a tough player. I'll tell you what, he got nailed on that previous possession on a blitz and has done a great job.
Excuse me, it is number 4, CJ Hoffman, in for Caden Turnus. I believe he is getting checked out by the trainers after that big hit. So
okay, that clears that up.
So substitute CJ Hoffman in as quarterback. So not a bad run for his first play of the game. It'll be Hoffman back in the shotgun formation once again. He'll hand it off to Rowdy Bauer. Once again, CJ Hoffman takes it for himself, and he'll get brought right down at the line of scrimmage. And Ross, I'm getting fooled out here with those quarterback keeps.
Well, there's a lot of substitutions here. Players going down and second teamers and backups coming in the game. So a lot of substitutions here. I'm just grateful that Westside is not wearing their black jerseys tonight, because it is so hard to recognize the numbers on the field with the gray numbers and the black jerseys. I love the red and white.
Ross, we saw it against Bellevue West. They wore those black jerseys. It's near impossible to see those jersey numbers all the way up from here. And they're wearing the red ones tonight. And here is CJ Hoffman, rolls out to his left, tries to find an open receiver, and he'll take it for himself. CJ Hoffman tries to break a tackle. He'll get brought down just at their own 39-yard line once again. Third quarterback keep for CJ Hoffman, and that's 3 plays in a row where he keeps it for himself. So CJ Hoffman really showing his presence here tonight in at quarterback.
Yeah, he got the first down for the Panthers. They take it up to the 39-yard line, and maybe they can get something going here in the final 43 seconds.
39 seconds and counting here in the first half. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers on their own 39-yard line. There'll be 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. CJ Hoffman takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Rowdy, and there's Rowdy Bauer brought down, maybe a gain of 1 yard on the play, and the clock is ticking.
It looked like a wrestling takedown there right on the mat. The Westside defensive line doing a good job. And it looks like that'll be the final play of the first half.
And there'll be 7 seconds and counting here in this first half. And there goes the Norfolk Panthers off to their locker room, and along with Westside going to their locker room. And that'll be the first half of play. Westside 31, Norfolk 0. Ross, we got to talk about this. Looks like there may be something happening on the field that they are coming back to play. And
did Westside call a timeout before the game?
We will have to see. And 3 seconds will be put back on the clock, and I'm guessing either Westside or Norfolk called a timeout. Timeout for Norfolk, and they are going to try to get one last play off here in this first half. So there will be 3 seconds on the clock. We're going to take a quick break here before the half ends. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field for one last play for the Panthers. 3 seconds left in this first half. They are set up in the Hail Mary formation. And there's CJ Hoffman, breaks a tackle. Now he takes it for himself. No, he'll pass it off, and it'll be just out of bounds. It was intended for Jake Licking, and that will now be the half. Going into the half, Westside leads 31-0. We are going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have some halftime thoughts from sideline reporter Ryan Kelly. So we'll take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network.
Good evening here, folks. I'm Ryan Kelly, your sideline analysis here tonight. Right now, the Warriors are taking on the Norfolk Panthers. Current score 31-0. It's been kind of a blowout here for the first half. Warriors currently in the locker room, and so are the Panthers. So let's take a look at some stats here for the first half. Jamez Ross has 2 touchdowns. Kurt Kubridge following him behind with 1 touchdown. Christian Jones has 1 interception, and so does Keenan Cotton. We've seen some players kind of come in here who we've normally seen on the bench since the Warriors are leading so much, but we've seen just a lot of players coming in and out. We've seen Coach Lamaji using lots of substitutes. And our final kind of stat here for the halftime report, Ty Dingman has 1 rushing touchdown. That was one to see, especially from up here in the booth. But my kind of big question here tonight is, what are these Panthers going to try to do to come back down 31-0? We've seen they have a pretty good quarterback, but just kind of my big question is, how are they going to come back? And how, another kind of thing that I want to bring up is, what are the Warriors going to get too comfortable in the lead and kind of let the Panthers come back? That's just one thing that we do not want to see this Warrior team do, is just kind of getting too comfortable and letting this Panther team get some momentum. I'm Ryan Kelly, and I'll be bringing you guys back with some stats at the end of the game after this game here.
Back here at Phelps Field for second half action. It'll be Westside returning. It'll be Jalen Lloyd and Keenan Cotton back to return. And Ross, it was a all Westside first half, 31-0 going into the second half here. And so now we are now back into second half play.
You know, we are into the 5th game of the season, and that might have been the best half Westside has played this season. They just dominated Norfolk from the opening series when they got an interception and then scored just a play later. And it's been Westside since then. They've gotten 2 interceptions. They've made a field goal. They've scored 4 touchdowns. They've thrown the ball. They've run the ball well. I mean, they've done everything that they need to do. They haven't really made any mistakes in this game, but it's been just a basic, flawless first half for this Westside team.
It'll be Jake Licking kicking off from the right side hash. And that'll be a touchback for the Panthers and Jake Licking. And we mentioned, Ross, Jake Licking now is second place in the state for made field goals. Tristan Alvano is now leading the state with 5 made field goals. Jake Licking with 4, So he's also the wide receiver. We've seen him made 1 reception already today.
Well, he hasn't had the opportunity, Norfolk's kicker Licking, to even attempt a field goal. They made it down to about the 30-yard line, and then they fumbled the ball, but they really haven't had an opportunity to even attempt a field goal.
And here comes the Westside Warriors back out for action. It is A.J. Holmstrom in as quarterback, and there's Jamez Ross. Ross tries to break a tackle. Ross will get a good amount of yards on that play. He'll get brought down around the 27-yard line, and still A.J. Holmstrom in at quarterback as Anthony Rizek has gotten pulled out early in the first half. So A.J. Holmstrom, not a lot of playing time here in this season and even last year, so it is good to see him on the field and getting a lot of offensive reps.
Well, it's a great opportunity for him just to see some action with this game. Still very early in the second half.
And there's Jamez Ross. He'll get the first down on the play, and that'll move the chains here. And there's Ty Dingman in for Jamez Ross. And Ty Dingman, the substitute running back, he is the 3rd-string running back, and he already has a touchdown on the night. All 3 running backs have a touchdown on the night, and you don't see that very often, especially in high school football. So it is good to see a mix of players getting looks on this field tonight. And there's Ty Dingman with the rush, and he'll get a good amount of yards on that play.
Max, we've got a worldwide audience tonight, and I've got to give a shout out to Arizona and to Dave Dostal, the father of Westside's principal, Jay Dostal.
And there's Ty Dingman on the rush. He will get the first down and he will get pushed out of bounds at around the 45-yard line.
And we have alumni, relatives, just Westside alumni around the country watching this game on YouTube. So welcome to the broadcast. Westside ahead 31-0. Looking pretty good right now.
And Dave, thanks for watching over 1,000 miles away, all the way down in Arizona. You're in better weather than we are here, so lucky you. But we are currently here in the high 50s, tad bit windy night in Omaha, Nebraska, but you can't ask much better than this for some football Friday nights.
Dave Dostal and I go way back. He spent a lot of time, about 4 decades, out there at the shot put at Burke Stadium during the state track meet, and helped me out a lot during my reporting career on who the top shot putters were and when they were going in the finals. So say hi to Dave out there in Arizona. Hope you're enjoying the game.
And that was A.J. Holmstrom completed to Nico Harrington, and what a great shout out there for Ross. And that will not move the chains. It'll be 3rd down and 1. A.J. Holmstrom gets the snap. He'll hand it off to Ty Dingman, and Ty Dingman will get the first down on the play.
Well, Westside just keeping that ball, punching it downfield.
And there is a flag on the play. We'll have to see what happened. And
I don't think they're going to come out with a measurement right here.
looks like there's some confusion on the Norfolk side. Head coach Chris Kuzer.
Here's the call.
It'll be a penalty on Norfolk, so that'll move the chains. It'll be a first down for the Warriors.
Unnecessary roughness on the call. You just don't see that very often. But that was called on Norfolk and gives Westside a first down on the 22-yard line.
You especially do not want to have an unnecessary roughness, especially being down 31-0. And there's Ty Dingman once again. Ty Dingman finds a hole. He'll get brought down on the 15-yard line.
Ty's got that kind of straight-up style. He's got that speed, but he really can hit that hole pretty quick. Just a nice running back.
Jordan Hurst will be in the game at wide receiver, making his first appearance tonight. Holmstrom gets the snap. He will hand it off to Dingman. Ty Dingman will get brought down, and there'll be a flag on the play. We'll have to see once again what the penalty is.
It looked like it might be a face mask there.
It'll be holding on the offense, so that'll move Westside back. So there's Trevor Spady in for Jordan Hurst now at wide receiver, and that'll move the ball back. We'll see where they place it. It'll be on the 29-yard line, and that is where Westside will be on second down. 2nd and 17 here for the Westside Warriors offense, and A.J. Holmstrom in the shotgun formation. One receiver to the near side, two to the far side. And the snap is off. A.J. Holmstrom rolls out to his right. He tries to find open receiver, and he does not. It was intended for Trevor Spady, just out of the hands, and it'll be 3rd and 17 here for Westside.
Nice idea right there. Would have took the ball down to about the 20-yard line, but good coverage there by Norfolk in the secondary.
And there's Bo Ryan in at running back, Ross. We've only seen him on the defensive side, and now he is making his appearance on the offensive side, so we'll have to see what Bo Ryan can do on this drive. And the snap is off. A.J. Holmstrom looks back to pass. He tries to find open receiver, but he is scrambling off to his left. He tries to find a receiver, but there's a flag on the play, and it is knocked out of bounds, and it is incomplete. But there's a flag in the backfield, so we'll have to see what that is on. It may be, it is a face mask on the offense, so that'll push the ball back even farther. Just not what you want if you're... The penalty will be declined and make to attempt his second field goal of the night.
Yeah, this one will be from 46 yards away. There's not a big breeze right now, maybe a slight one into the wind for Tristan Alvano, but here he is from 46 yards.
The snap and the kick. And it is good! Tristan Alvano from 46 yards out. And he is pumped up after that one. And Tristan Alvano 2 for 2 on the night from field goals, 1 from 30 yards and now 1 from 46 yards. And you got to love that if you're Coach Palamanti, that you can trust your special teams, especially from 46 yards out.
Yeah, most field goals. And now you know why the college recruiters are all looking at him. And he's making a lot of visits across the country. He's been offered by Army, Air Force, North Dakota State, and he's getting some more offers as the season goes on. But what a leg, Tristan Alvano, a great soccer player. I mean, he's a forward on the Westside soccer player. Made it all the way, as a matter of fact, to the championship game.
So it is now 34-0. Westside leads with 9:07 remaining in the third quarter. And here, once again, Tristan Alvano back to kick it off, and he is kicking into a slight gust of wind right into his face, and so we'll have to see where this one goes. And the kickoff is off, and it'll be a touchback close to the end of the end zone, but nonetheless, it'll be another touchback for Tristan Alvano, and that'll put the Norfolk Panthers on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, the wind kind of picked up there when he hit right there, and he still drilled it all the way into the end zone for Tristan Alvano. That's now, let's see, 1, 2. He's had 7 touchbacks tonight. That's amazing.
And there's C.J. Hoffman in once again for starting quarterback Caden Turnus after he took a big blow nearing the end of the first half, and he'll hand it off to Rowdy Bauer, and he'll get stopped by a host of Warrior defensive linemen, and on the tackle it'll be Cam Bell.
Yeah, that Westside defensive line has really played a tremendous game. Won the war in the trenches tonight against this Norfolk offensive line. They haven't given up anything inside between the tackles.
It'll be 2nd and 11 here for C.J. Hoffman and the Panthers offense. There'll be 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, and the snap is off. Hoffman passes it over to number 26, Payson Owen, and Payson Owen will break a tackle and he'll get brought down at around the 29-yard line.
And that's going to be close to a first down right there. He just got to the 30-yard line. Let's see where the officials mark it. And yes, it is a first down for Norfolk.
So that'll move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line, and not a bad pass and not a bad route for number 26, Payson Owen. So it'll be 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line. 8:12 currently remaining here in the third quarter. Hoffman in the shotgun formation. The snap is off. He'll pass it over to number 2. That'll be Tanner Eisenhower, and he'll take a big blow. That was number 15, Ty Kiefer, the safety.
Ty's another good defensive back. A lot of speed for the Warriors, but a good stick right there. And a good completion right there for Norfolk. Gives them a first down at the 42-yard line, but they've done a nice job on this particular drive, moving the ball downfield with their second first down of the drive.
It'll be 1st and 10 on the Norfolk's own 42-yard line. C.J. Hoffman in the shotgun formation. 2 players right behind him, and he'll take it for himself. C.J. Hoffman will break a tackle. He'll find a hole, and he'll get brought down just around the 47-yard line. Not a bad run for C.J. Hoffman.
Yeah, just a nice run. Nice keeper right there. Looked like it might have been an option play to the far side of the field, but he did a good job just staying right there and moving the ball downfield.
And we're having some technical difficulties here with our clock. There is 7:24 remaining in the third quarter.
And we could see a running clock if Westside gets some more points on the board. Up by 35 points, then the running clock takes over.
It'll be 2nd and 6 here for the Panthers. C.J. Hoffman rolls out. He'll get brought down by number 9, Jonquel Ulsler in the backfield. And there's a flag on the play. And there's Jonquel Ulsler we talked about earlier in this game, that he was a player last week that was a standout player on this defensive line, and there he is making his presence in this game.
And that penalty is on Norfolk. That'll push him back.
So that'll move the ball back. And the penalty was declined, and so it'll be 3rd and 9 here for C.J. Hoffman and the Panthers.
7:01 left here in the third quarter.
It'll be 3rd and 9 on the Panthers' own 43-yard line. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. C.J. Hoffman rolls out to his left, tries to find open receiver, and he's brought down by Teddy Rizak in the backfield, and they will call the play down. But Teddy Rizak disrupting the play in the backfield, coming all the way over from the right side, and what a play by Teddy Rizak.
And that brings up a 4th down situation. Norfolk will punt it away, but after a couple first downs that Norfolk had, Westside defense really stiffened up, and now we've got Norfolk punting away, and you never know what's going to happen with this Westside special teams.
And here's Keenan Kine back to return for the Warriors. And there'll be a timeout, Westside on the field. 6:55 remains here in the third quarter. Westside leads 34-0. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field, it is 4th and 9 for the Panthers. Keenan Cotton back to return for the Warriors. And the punt is off, and it is almost blocked. But it'll roll all the way inside the 20-yard line. That was Christian Jones almost disrupting the punt. And we saw him earlier, Ross, with the pick, and then almost returned it for the pick six, but he was brought down to the 5-yard line, and there he is once again, showing his presence, almost blocking the punt.
Yeah, I think the Westside coaches and Christian were wondering, how did that punt get away? Because Christian was practically at the foot of the punter when he booted it away, but the ball went awry to the left.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line for the Warriors, and it is number 10. That is, we'll have to see. I can't see with this with their jerseys. That'll be number 9. Well, there's Jamez Ross with a break in the, and he'll be brought down at the 40-yard line. And I'm still trying to figure out who is the new quarterback. It is number 40. That is Johnny Hurtado making his varsity debut here. Johnny Hurtado, the sophomore of Will Hurtado, the former Westside Warrior who is now at Benedictine College. Sorry for the misconfusion. I was just having trouble seeing so far away with the jersey numbers. And
well, you don't see many quarterbacks with the number 40.
that is a good point.
You have to kind of look again like, is that the quarterback number for sure? But I tell you what, here we are with 6:40 to go in the third quarter, and we're now down to the third quarterback in this game.
It'll be 1st and 15 here for the Warriors. Hurtado back in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. The snap is off. He'll drop back to pass. Hurtado tries to find a man, and he does. He'll find. That'll be Jordan Hurst for his first varsity catch. And look at this Westside Warriors offense. A lot of players gaining their first action of varsity, and it'll be Johnny Hurtado's first varsity completion and Jordan Hurst's first varsity reception.
We're going to have to check the roster from now on the rest of the game because they're substituting about every play now.
And he'll pass it over to number 12, Grant Beitler, and Grant Beitler will get the reception, and he'll be knocked out of bounds just at the 45-yard line. And 6:03 currently remains here into the third quarter, and Johnny Hurtado moving this Westside Warriors offense down the field. And once again, he'll be in the shotgun formation. 3rd and 1 here for Hurtado. He'll hand it off to Ty Dingman. Ty Dingman will get stopped, but may be able to get the first down. We'll have to see where they mark the ball.
Hurtado plays linebacker and quarterback. He's only 5 feet 9 inches, but he's the quarterback out there. And he's got a lot of heart.
Already 2 for 2 on completions. There'll be 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Ty Dingman in the backfield with Johnny Hurtado. 5:28 remains here in the third quarter. And the snap is off. Johnny Hurtado passes over to Grant Beitler. Grant Beitler tries to break a tackle. He'll get brought down at the 46-yard line. Beitler's second reception of this game so far. Second in a row, matter of fact.
But this is great for this Westside team to have all this depth out there playing out on the football field. Still with a lot of time left here in this third quarter.
Grant Byler and Nico Harrington out to the far side of your screen. Hurtado passes it over to Jamez Ross. Jamez Ross tries to break a tackle. Jamez Ross gets brought down at the 41-yard line. So Ross still in this game, really showing his presence once again. 2 touchdowns on the day so far, and definitely over 70 yards rushing.
Yeah, this might be the most rushing yards Westside has had in a long time. They're really racking up the ball yards on the ground.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 41-yard line. There's Jamez Ross once again. Ross goes up the middle, and he will get a few yards on the run, and he'll get brought down just at about the 38-yard line.
Westside doing a good job marching downfield with their third-string quarterback, Will Hurtado.
Here's Johnny Hurtado.
Johnny Hurtado
in the shotgun formation. He rolls out to his right, tries to find an open receiver. He'll take it for himself, and he will get not brought down yet. Johnny Hurtado tries to find open man, but he will then now eventually get brought down, but looks like it may be a loss of a yard there for Johnny Hurtado. Tried to take it for himself after rolling out to his right and just cannot find an open receiver.
He's doing a good job out there running this offense. Not afraid to run the ball, throw the ball. He's doing a good job with his first time in a varsity game.
It'll be 3rd and 8 here for Johnny Hurtado in this Westside offense. He takes the snap. There'll be a flag on the play. It may be a false start on the Warriors. Yep, false start on the Warriors. That'll move the ball back 5 yards. So now it'll be 3rd and 13 for the Warriors. There'll be 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Ty Dingman in the backfield, along with Johnny Hurtado, the quarterback. He gets the snap, drops back to pass, tries to find open receiver, and he does. That was Dawson Hardick. Dawson Hardick goes all the way. Will he? And he does. Dawson Hardick with a touchdown. Dawson Hardick with his first varsity touchdown of his career, and that'll put the Westside Warriors up even more.
Johnny Hurtado, he found his receiver right over the middle, and he just drilled it, and then all the way for a touchdown. He's got to feel great with his first touchdown pass of his career.
And Ross, you got to throw that ball to the side because that was Johnny Hurtado's first passing touchdown, and that was Dawson Hardick's first receiving touchdown of his varsity career. So great for both of those two to get varsity action. And there's Tristan Alvano once again with the PAT, and it is good.
Well, the future looks bright for the Warriors to see these underclassmen play so well tonight. And that was just a beautiful touchdown play.
We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. 3:25 remains. Westside 41, Norfolk 0. Back here at Phelps Field for some more third quarter action. 3:25 currently remains in the third quarter. Johnny Hurtado, Ross, with his first varsity passing touchdown. And then on the other side, Dawson Hardick with his first receiving touchdown of his varsity career. Dawson Hardick, a senior tight end. Good for both of those two young men to get varsity action, very well varsity action.
What impressed me about Johnny was how quick he released that ball and found the receiver and just drilled it right into his hands.
There's Tristan Alvano with more of a pooch-type kick. And there's the Panthers to take the ball off, and the Panthers are off. There's Rowdy Bauer. Rowdy Bauer down the sideline. Rowdy Bauer gets all the way inside the 40-yard line, and Ross, we mentioned him earlier. You said if there's not a touchback and Rowdy Bauer gets that ball in his hands, he will be off, and that is exactly what he just did.
And I think it was Tristan Alvano on the tackle over there on the far side of the field. That's one guy you don't want to get injured in this game. But Norfolk now in Westside territory. We haven't seen it since their second possession of the game, but now they've crossed midfield on the kickoff return, and they've got an opportunity to put some points on the board and avoid a shutout.
And what a run for Rowdy Bauer. It'll be C.J. Hoffman in as quarterback, 2 receivers on the near side. The snap is off. He'll hand it off to Rowdy Bauer, and he'll get stopped right at the line of scrimmage. A gain of, a loss of 2 yards, so he will be brought back. So it'll be 2nd and 12 here for the Panthers.
And this is a good test for the backups, too, on defense to see what they can do. We've seen a lot of substitutions on offense, but there is a running clock now. The fact that Westside is up by 41 points, once a team's up by 35, they have a running clock. So this third quarter will end very quickly along with the fourth quarter.
It'll be 2nd and 12 here. C.J. Hoffman tries to pitch it off to Rowdy Bauer, and it'll be just out of his hands, so he has to drop down on the ball, and it'll be a big loss of yardage. And let's see where they mark this ball. They mark it on the 46-yard line, so it'll be a loss of yards, and it'll be 3rd and 18 here for the Panthers.
Well, they got down to about the 40-yard line on that kickoff return, but ever since that kickoff return, they've lost yardage, and now it's 3rd down and 18 for Norfolk.
1 minute and 11 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. Ross, you mentioned a running clock, and so this third quarter is going to get ended pretty soon, and C.J. Hoffman tries to find a receiver that was intended for number 2, Tanner Eisenhower, just not even close to in his reach, and so it'll be 4th and 18, punting team most likely to come out.
And Westside's not sending anybody back right now, and you got to wonder that Norfolk's going to try to go for it.
They're going for it, Ross.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm seeing right now. It is 4th and 18, and they're going to try a miracle play here on 4th and 18 and somehow try to get 18 yards. And there will be 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. And there's C.J. Hoffman dropping back to pass. C.J. Hoffman rolls out to his left. He tries to find open receiver, and he does not. It'll be just out of the hands of number 59, Luke Starlin, the sophomore. And Luke Starlin almost had his very first varsity interception just right out of the hands, and it'll be a turnover on downs, but there was a flag on the play. But it'll be on the Panthers, so the call is declined, and here comes the Warrior offense.
Yeah, almost a pick there, the third one of the game for Westside. They've already had 2 interceptions, but this clock is really going to run now in the final few seconds, and here at the end of the third quarter.
And the clock is running, and so that will do it for this third quarter of action. Westside leads 41-0. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Back here at Phelps Field, where Westside will take over in the fourth quarter of action. 12 minutes, the last 12 minutes of play here at Phelps Field, and Johnny Hurtado, the sophomore, back out once again for this Westside offense. And Ross, he had his very first varsity touchdown, just a drive of go, so we'll have to see what he does here. And
yeah, we're going to be checking the roster here in this fourth quarter. I think they've cleared the benches and trying to get everybody some playing time here, up 41-0. And the clock will not stop here in the fourth quarter with Westside up 41-0.
It'll be 2nd and 6 here for Johnny Hurtado in the Westside offense. One receiver to the near side, one to the far side. Snap is off. He'll hand it off to Brody Gach. Brody Gach tries to find a hole. He does not, but he'll get brought down at the 51-yard line. Or 49-yard line, excuse me.
Well, Max, this game has been pretty much decided, and we have to choose a player of the game.
Ross, we don't give that away quite to yet, so I know you're just itching to give it away, and we've been talking about it. We've been talking about it.
My vote goes to somebody on the defensive side.
There's a good hint. We'll have to wait. There's 11:05 remaining, so we'll have to wait for post game. But there's Brody Gach once again. Oh, there's Johnny Hurtado, takes it for himself. Johnny Hurtado lays his shoulder down and breaks the tackle and get brought down around the 36-yard line. And Johnny Hurtado,
Johnny's a sophomore.
a sophomore.
Well, you got to wonder, is he the quarterback of the future for the Warriors once Anthony Rizak graduates? Because Anthony's a junior, and you got to wonder, is this the quarterback of the future for the Warriors?
Well, right now he is looking promising. I will say that. Already a touchdown, a passing touchdown, and he just proved that he can run it on his feet too. So,
well, he's not an imposing figure at 5 feet 9 inches, but he's showing he can do a lot out there with the ball, passing and running the ball.
and it'll be now 2nd and 7 for the Warriors. That was number 85, Finn Christensen, on the carry. Finn Christensen, just a sophomore, so they're playing everybody, Ross. So you can't deny it. It's good if you're a player that's not seeing a lot of time and you get put in the game. It's a big confidence booster for you, and it's good that you get to see the food.
There's not one Westside player sitting on the bench right now. They're up cheering on their younger teammates because they want them to succeed, and they're the future of this Westside football program. And they love to see some of these sophomores and juniors play well too.
And there's Johnny Hurtado. Johnny Hurtado takes it for himself, and we'll see. He does get the first down, so he will take the quarterback keep, and it'll move the chains for the Warriors.
I like the way Johnny's running this offense. He does a good job moving the ball forward right there. He's tough inside, almost like a running back at quarterback. He just punches that ball.
It off to Brody Gach. Brody Gach tries to find a hole. He'll go up the middle. Brody Gach tries to find a hole. There's Brody Gach for the touchdown. Brody Gach, first varsity touchdown, first varsity rushing touchdown for Brody Gach, and what a run.
He did a great job going up the middle, but then there was an opening over the left side, and he found it, and it was daylight the rest of the way to the goal line, and Brody Gach just really did a great job.
And matter of fact, Ross, Brody Gach plays on the baseball team too, so.
Well, he's a good teammate to have on your team on the diamond. That's nice. But man, he can run the football, did a nice job getting the touchdown.
And there's Tristan Alvano for the PAT. It'll be 48-0. 8:21 remains here in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here for more fourth quarter action. 8:21 remains. Westside leading by a hefty amount, 48-0 here in this fourth quarter. And Ross, we're thinking about the player of the game, and I don't want to give it away quite too yet.
Well, who are our finalists? Let's
Finalists?
let's narrow it down that way.
Well,
We've got Christian Jones, who got an interception to start the game.
Jamez Ross, 2 touchdowns on the night.
That's true. And he's run the ball very well tonight. You got Tristan Alvano with a couple field goals, a 46-yarder, a 30-yarder.
And there's a touchback. And that one got out of the end zone. So line drive kick all the way out of the end zone. And Ross, if I'm going to be honest, there's so many candidates for tonight's player of the game, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, you can't have, 10 players. You got to narrow it down.
If we could, Ross, I always want to give it to anybody that's doing good, and it's hard to narrow it down just to 1 or 2. And
yeah, Cooperage had that long run. Kurtz won our player of the game. Had a big game last week, but he had that long run about 40 yards earlier in the game. He played very well tonight.
It'll be number 9, Adam Heineman, in as quarterback here in this fourth quarter. He's making his first actions at the quarterback position.
And this will go very quickly. This clock is just running. No stoppage.
And Ross, we can talk about it right now because Westside's up 48-0. We saw a lot of positives tonight on Westside's offense and defensive side.
Yeah, I was just impressed with the way the defensive line played. There were not any big runs between the tackles from the very start, and they really, really pressured the quarterback, Caden Termes, for Norfolk, who came into this game ranked 3rd in the state in passing, and they just really gave him a lot of trouble. He completed some short passes early in the game, but Westside really shut him down and then pretty much took him out of the game.
And there's Heineman. There's an interception, number 86. That was Preston Okafor with his first interception, first varsity interception of his career, and it'll be Westside ball on the 50-yard line. Preston Okafor. Preston Okafor, the junior defensive back, making his presence here tonight along with many other substitute players, and he has his first interception of his career.
And he was pretty excited running off the field, and a lot of the defensive players, the upperclassmen, the seniors, were there to greet him on the sidelines.
And there's Johnny Hurtado once again out for the Warriors. 6:05 remains here in this game, and Johnny Hurtado will hand it off to Brody Gock. Brody Gock will get brought down at the 47-yard line.
And we are at under 6 minutes here at Phelps Field. This could be the final drive for the Warriors.
It'll be Brody Gock brought down just at the 45-yard line.
And you said Brody plays for the baseball team at what position?
Brody is a catcher on the baseball team. We played for the KB Building Services in the summer and was a starting catcher for the varsity baseball team. So he is a multi-sport athlete along with Anthony Rezak, Teddy Rezak. Many players on this football team are multi-sport athlete, especially even along with Caleb Benning playing on the basketball team. And there's number 85. That was Finn Christensen on the carry.
Did a nice run up the middle over the right side. Got some good yardage all the way down to the 36-yard line.
And we also talk about more multi-sport athletes. Both middle linebackers, Nick Anglem and Bo Ryan, both play baseball as well. So it's a good mix of here at Westside, especially on this football team, of just the different sports that are being played throughout the season.
Well, you've also got some of the speedsters on this Westside team. Ty Kiefer, Jalen Lloyd, Ty Dingman, all those are sprinters, and they're going to have a pretty good 4x100 meter relay team come this spring.
And Tristan Alvano, Marty Mormino playing soccer in the spring. And
Yeah,
there's just
that's
so
true.
many, Ross. There
Yeah,
are
that's
so
true.
many.
That's good.
Johnny Hurtado takes a snap off to number 28. That is Ashton Matoyer making his first action here this season.
There's so many college head coaches that love to recruit players that are multi-sport players, and that way a lot of the athletes don't get burned out with just one sport. They like players who are, have that diverse background and teamwork, that they can do that and not just play one sport.
Hurtado will hand it off to Finn Christensen. Finn Christensen will get brought down at the 30-yard line.
And that clock keeps running down here.
And Ross,
Almost
this one,
the 3-minute mark.
This one may be over if it wasn't over a long time ago. 3:04 remains and ticking in this finalization of the game.
I thought Tristan might come out for another field goal, but they're going to go for it here.
Hurtado gets the snap. There's Brody Gock, tries to make a hole, and Brody Gock will go off to the left side. There's a flag in the backfield. Brody Gock will take it all the way. Brody Gock for another touchdown, but there is a flag in the backfield. So this one may get brought back, but what a run for Brody Gock.
Boy, he shows some speed. And if he's a catcher on the baseball team, I'm thinking, my goodness, you might want to put him at in the outfield chasing down some.
Penalty on Westside. And touchdown does not count for Brody Gock.
Now you got to wonder, is Westside maybe going to try a field goal? It would be about from.
And no, they're going for it, Ross. It'll be 4th and 18.
Hey,
No timeout for the Warriors, so you never know what is going to happen here, what Coach Paul Amanji is going to call. And
I think he's going to try a field goal because I see Tristan
I do see Tristan.
on the field, and this would be.
A school record.
We're talking 61 yards.
This is
If they try a field goal, it'll be on the 49 with the wind behind him, probably about maybe 10 miles an hour, but he may go out there and try a field goal from that distance. Let's see what they do.
it'll be It'll be a 54-yard attempt
No,
here.
they're not going to go for the field goal because Hurtado's out there at quarterback, just a little too far to go. Maybe, I think if it would have been about 5 more yards, they might have tried to field goal.
And there's number 17, Erin Marty, in the game. She is making her varsity presence here tonight, and varsity presence in all. Here's Hurtado, and he'll fumble it, and it'll be Panther ball on the 49-yard line. Hurtado tried to get the handoff over to Brody Gock, and it was just a misplacement of the ball, and it'll be Panther ball on the 49-yard line, and so they will take over with 2:16 and counting. And Ross, that's just the mistakes you make as a young quarterback, and
Yeah,
up 48 nothing.
They wouldn't have made the first down anyway on that play. But now the question is, can Westside hold on to get the shutout?
Here's Adam Heineman, passes it over, and the pass is incomplete. It was intended for number 11, Ashton Hayter. 1:45 remains here in this game, and Ross, this one is just about over here at Westside High School, so we'll break this game down just a little bit here with 1:35 remaining. We mentioned already positives for this game. There's so many to talk about. We could be talking about this for hours, and
Oh, yeah.
just not a lot of negatives today for Westside.
Most complete game they've played this year. And, I want to tell all our viewers to stick around. We're going to have our players of the game along with the final statistics on this game to see what they were. And we're even going to run some highlights.
We have a new replay system here on Warrior Television, so we will run that after the conclusion of this game ends, we will have Ryan Kelly right after the conclusion of this game, and after him, I will be with our Time 42 player of the game, as that is a first down run for the Panthers, and it'll be on their 39-yard line, and that'll move the chains. 42 seconds remain here. This game is just about over. And the clock is running, and Panthers are going to try to get one play off here as this game concludes. There's Adam Heineman. He will pass it over to number 5, Mason Merkel, and Mason Merkel will get brought down at the 31-yard line in 17 seconds and counting. They are going to maybe try for another play. Ross, we may see a Hail Mary. We have Westside secondary moving back, and nope.
Nope, that'll be it.
That'll be the conclusion of this game here. Westside wins this one 48-0. What a game for the Westside Warriors. And Ross, we saw a mix of basically everybody on this team play tonight, and it was a good thing to watch. We saw Johnny Hurtado with his very first passing touchdown, Dawson Hardig with his very first receiving touchdown, Brody Gock with his very first rushing touchdown, which was a very long rushing touchdown. So a good mix of players tonight here that really showed what they are worth. And we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back in just a few moments, we'll have Ryan Kelly breaking this game down from a statistical standpoint. And after that, I will be with our Time 42 player of the game. So we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we will have our post-game highlights.
Good evening here, folks. Ryan Kelly with your end of the game stats. We saw the Warriors here 48-0. What a blowout. The Warriors were on top of it in this entire game. We've seen actually a lot of players that we've not seen in the game playing tonight. It was great to see a lot more players out there. Now let's take a look at our first clip here of the night. Let's see a Tristan Alvano kick replay as it comes up on your screen. Tristan Alvano, one of the Warriors' key stats players. Now here's your live WTV live play. Excuse me, that was not the clip that we were looking at, but that is all right. That was an incomplete pass. Let's take a look at another clip here for the night. Let's take a look at a Trevor Spady touchdown when he got his first touchdown of the night. That was a long rushing touchdown. So we're going to take a look here at these more clips here. Now here's the clip with Trevor Spady. Warriors getting back to the line. This is just one of the many clips of the night that we have that really showed these Warriors kind of in their prime. Okay, we're going to take out just one more final clip here. Our final clip of the night, Brody Gox rushing touchdown up in an 8:53. Oh, you've seen him on the JV team. He's been a multi-tool. We've seen him behind the line as quarterback and as a running back. He's really just one of those kind of multi-tool utility players that we've seen a lot in the JV team, and we saw him here tonight in the varsity team. Just going to wait for that clip to load up here. Now here is that clip. Going to run the ball there. It's going to go through the middle. Will be brought down. So we're working out a few kinks with our replay system, but that will be back up in action for our next broadcast here on the WTV Live Network. We're going to have Max Coughlin up here next with a time 42 player of the game after this short break.
I am here with player of the game, time 42 player of the game, Christian Jones. Christian, just a sophomore, you had a heck of a night tonight. You had your first pick in the second play of the game, and you almost took it back for a pick six, got it brought down to the 5-yard line, but you really showed up tonight, and the entire team basically showed up tonight. You guys played, I think you guys played basically everybody on the team. It's got to feel good for you and just the entire team.
For sure, 100%. All of us played, a great exposure for everyone. I think it's really good for the team.
So you are the Omaha Burke transfer along with Campbell and Peyton McDonald. How's the transition been for all of you three, and especially you? How's it been coming to Westside and joining the culture of just this entire Westside program?
Best decision of my life. I was held with open arms, and everything was just amazing. It was seamless. All I can say was seamless.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. And I am here with Christian Jones, time 42, player of the game. I am Max Coughlin. Alongside me tonight is Ross Jernstrom and the entire WTV live crew. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and have a great night.